skincare, right? Oh yeah, my skincare is doing so many good things for my skin. Looks like shit anyway. So I posted my review of the VT Cosmetics and BTS makeup, and I happened to randomly be in my spam folder looking for one of those fucking like, check your mailbox to activate your account. VT happened to contact me like the next day after my video was uploaded, and they're like, oh, we saw your review, thank you so much. The store that I bought all that stuff from even texted me. They were like, oh my god, thank you so much for like your review. Like if you need anything, come by. I was like, thanks sis. But they offered to send the BT21 collection. They're like, do you know what BT21 is? Honey, do I know who she is? It's not gonna be like my last review or it's like all the swatches because they didn't send me every single thing. First of all, packaging, adorable, obviously. It is actually pretty high quality. This is frosted glass. I thought it would be plastic. Does it say what it is? This one is all in Korean, so I don't know. I think this is supposed to be like a luminizing primer. It's kind of like thick. I do notice it has this almost like grippy feel when it sets. So I guess I'll use this as a primer. But when I did test it out, when she dried down, she didn't seem very shimmery. My skin's really sensitive right now. She's going through something right now. So very red. I mean, I had skincare. I did have skincare on. So I mean, this side is already pretty glowy anyway. Is this side any glowier? Not really. But I can definitely feel a kind of like I said, a sort of like grippiness to it. So I'll use this as like a foundation primer rather than like, I want glowing skin. But it's really smooth and it doesn't feel like really silicone-y to where it like lifts dead skin or creates little flakiness on the skin. There's a stick here, these things called fit-on sticks, and one of them was called Undercover. I'm really curious about what that is, and apparently it's an orange stick. I have a feeling that this might be like a color corrector. 아닌가? 커버해주는 orange color understick. 커버해주는. Maybe you put some face like this to color correct. Now it just looks orange. I got 3 base products. Now, I know my swatch that I did of the foundations from their other foundation line that has like the 6 colors, a screenshot of that was like going around Twitter, and I mean, I'm not gonna say it's funny, but it's kind of funny. A lot of BTS fans, I guess, don't wear makeup, and so with BTS doing this, or BT21, at least, doing this makeup line, the ARMY들 suddenly, oh, I suddenly want to buy makeup, but then they realize the foundation only comes in like 6 colors, 5 of which are like really pale. And so a lot of people are like, oh, why are there like 5 shades of notebook paper? Honey, welcome to K-Beauty. Now this line is probably even worse because I checked the VT store and I think they only have like the cushions 2 shades each, and I think the liquid foundation 4 shades. I was watching Miss Darcy's video because she actually bought the number 6 almond from the foundation that I reviewed before, and she tried it on herself, and I was excited to see her try it because I want to see how it looked on her skin tone, and you know, it just doesn't look right. I already had a good feeling it wouldn't look right because the foundations in general look so fucking pink. You guys know I'm not the whole type to be like, oh, these Korean makeup brands need to start making more colors. That's literally like the whole business, because even if you make like 10 shades of foundation, only the first few are gonna be sold. And I've confirmed this with like so many people that work in the industry. But she's right. If they were gonna send it to her prior to the release as like PR, why would you send it to her if it's like not even her shade? I think, yeah, if a K-beauty brand is gonna go overseas, they should extend the shade ranges a little bit more. Again, I'm still not the type to like complain about stuff like that because, you know, you can wear foundations from other brands that do have shades like that, but yeah, I thought that was like really strange. Oh shit, I thought it was a liquid foundation. It's not, it's the tinted color base. Should have used this one, the green base. It would make more sense since my skin is so fucking red right now. It's pretty thick for a primer. Really feels so moisturizing and dewy. But seriously though, it does have a little bit of a sheen. Depending on your skin tone or skin type, you might be able to get away with this as a moisturizer because I'm blending it in and it doesn't seem like it's pilling or creating, it like doesn't feel like a kind of makeup-y silicone layer. So you can probably use this. Oh, should I put this on top? Let's give it a shot. Probably gonna be super heavy. I do have to give my skin a second to calm down. This one seems more mattifying. So it did have a little bit of a sheen from the other one, but this one seems slightly more mattifying. It looks like it did smooth out my pores a little bit, because my face looks a little bit more soft focused. Maybe not on camera, but in person it does. So I got two foundations, the Real Wear Fixing Cushion and the Real Wear Cover Cushion. The girl at the store told me that there's not really a big difference between these two because they're both just full coverage and matte. This is the Real Wear Fixing Cushion. I thought the puff was a little strange. It's like this weird shiny, like, is she trying to be leather? Like, I don't know what she's doing. And it's the kind of puff I hate. The ones that have like this handle, the really thick one. I can't stick a third finger in there. It's a tight fit. The puff feels really firm. Like it's a lot thicker than other puffs that I've tried. She gave me the shade Ivory. I've gotten lighter because I haven't been spending that much time outside these days because it's getting colder. So I did lighten up a little bit, but I'm still in the range of like a 23, maybe like a 22. Okay, so judging by this, it almost seems like a more watery, a more watery finish, but texture. Ooh. You see that? It's definitely matte. It's not glossy or shiny, and like it's set immediately. Like it has a powdery finish to it. So I'm not surprised because the name. Now this one I have a number 23 beige, the Real Wear Cover Cushion. Adorable. Yeah, this one also kind of looks like it has like a watery sort of. That one looks a lot thicker. It looks considerably more like thicker than the other one. I guess it's understandable because it is a full coverage sort of cushion. The number 23 looks like it has more of an, ironically, it looks like it has more of a pink undertone. And this 21 looks more like a yellow or neutral undertone. This is 21 and this is 23. I mean, they're both different cushion lines, but you'd think the colors would be a little bit more consistent. Should I do like, because they're both kind of the same powdery finish, should I just do one side one cushion, one side the other? It's a lot. You dip it a little bit and that's how much you get on the puff, so. I mean, they're different colors, but whatever. Some people were wondering the lightest shade of the liquid foundation from the other line, why it's so white. And Asians do tend to be more on the yellow side, but I have seen many actually Koreans that are that pale undertone. Not sure, but I do definitely know there are people that are that pale. Like one of my friends, Carson, she's so freaking pale. So she would be the one to use it. Now, this doesn't seem full coverage. It feels more like a medium. You can still see like my little acne scar right here, my little hyperpigmentation. But because it does set, you can build it up. There are some like more glowy foundations that you can't really build up because if you apply the foundation again on top of it, it almost re-emulsifies the foundation, and so you're kind of just sitting there, like you keep building the foundation, but the coverage isn't building up because it keeps moving around every time you go to reapply more. Looking at it now, it is a little bit pale on me, so I think number 23 should be maybe a better match. Oh, Lord, that's too much. When you have too much, you can just wipe off on the back of your hand. Another thing as well is that, yeah, the coverage is a lot better. Usually when the color is a little bit deeper, it does cover things a lot easier. Even if you were to use a full coverage foundation, if it's a little bit lighter than your skin tone, it's not going to be as good at covering things as one that's even slightly deeper than your natural skin color. So this side looks a lot more matte than this side. You can see there's like a sheen. This one, not so much. It looks very red right here. It's not good. Color, not that different, to be honest. Oh, my base feels really thick. Like this doesn't feel nice. All those primers that I have on my skin. Now normally I wouldn't put this much cushion on, but I'm trying to avoid using concealer. I did bring it with me, but because these are full coverage, I want to try just getting a full coverage look from just these alone. I have like all these heavy fucking lights in front of me. This will show you that You're gonna get flashback Mary if you were to wear this. Even if it was your skin tone. Again, I'm going over because I feel like I have so much product on my skin. Oh, Lord, no. This is starting to do the thing where it settles into pores. This side, not so much. But when I was brushing it with it, I could feel like it was like sticking almost. So like she's fixed. Pony Effect Concealer to cover my dark circles. I don't like this foundation. Either one, like really, like they're not bad, but on my skin and for what I like, my skin looks really like I have makeup on. From far away, your skin will look really nice, but up close, it's like obvious. The other fit-on sticks, one is a contouring stick. Again, really cute. Like, oh, the packaging is really cute. And this one is plastic, but it's not too bad. It's not too red. I think this would be better for like maybe the outsides, which is what I need to do because I am looking, what do the kids say? Casket ready. Now I have a very good feeling. I have a very, like I said it first, when I do this, it might erase the foundation. Okay. So now, do I want to use a brush or the cushion? Puff, the puff, let's use the puff. I'm not a big fan of cream contour sticks like that. Works better with a brush. This is definitely not a color I would use personally on my nose. I think if your skin was really perfect and smooth, this would look okay. This going over my acne scarring doesn't look cute. I feel like it accentuates it, if anything. In general these days, I don't even contour the sides of my face. I originally don't really care for contour sticks, so in my books, not a big fan anyway. I prefer even like the Etude House one, the double-ended one, the new revamped version. I feel like that one's a little bit more superior, like the colors are better, and it's a little bit more smooth. Woo, yay. Highlighter sticks. Everyone's favorite. Is it just me, or is like I feel like there's just no good highlighter sticks on the market? They always kind of rub off your foundation. And it's the texture that I don't like. My philosophy when it comes to highlighter, like that's either liquid or cream, is that it should always be more liquidy or more emollient than your foundation. Sticks, just by the nature of it being a stick, it's harder than the foundation because the foundation is like this liquid, right? If you put this on top, it's gonna probably swipe up the foundation, and right now, that's not what I want. So I need to maybe highlight this. And oh, and also not just that, but it should be more glowy and glossy than the foundation. This is kind of like matte, and I don't like that, like at all. I don't even want to put any more on, sorry. Like you don't even really, look, my skin is like not that great texture wise, so I'm gonna be a little bit more harsh when it comes to these products. If you have great skin, you can get away with a lot more. I'm gonna set my face, like the center at least, with Innisfree No Sebum Powder, the moisture version. And contour and highlight with actual products that I like. My Kevin Kwan powder, Clio Prism. See, honey, that's how you give glow. None of this highlighter stick bullshit. All right, so the sticks, not a fan of sticks in general, so that was a bust. And literally, there are cheek cushions that I forgot to apply. There's this Airfit Tattoo Brow. Oh yeah, this is the one that I was excited for. A cross between like a Brow Cara, which I am very much a user of, and like a brow pencil thing because it has like this really strange medieval looking device that you're supposed to be able to draw your brow. This is not a new thing. I know a Pew had something like this. Or was it a Pew? But some other brand. Oh, okay, thank God. I was worried this would be like this really flimsy little thing, but it's hard. So you can actually get a precise line. Hopefully. It's just that it's not really pointy. It's like this blunt point. This is in the shade Hazelnut Latte. I don't know if you can see, but these sides are kind of flat. So I guess you can maybe lay it on its side. Oh Lord, no. These types of products are hard to use if you don't have a spoolie. And it's not like you can use this because that has product on it too. It's a very like 2012 brow. Let me try using the spoolie. Oh, it doesn't carry as much product as I thought it would be. So I guess you can blend out with this spoolie. Just be careful, don't get the point on your skin. You do have to kind of wipe off the excess on the thing though. Let's try applying it here. And using this to blend it. That's not too bad. Okay, so they gave okay brows. You're not gonna get like little, oh, fine, like brow strokes. You're gonna get like Korean style brows that are, it's kind of just like blocks of color. So don't expect that to give you like super natural looking brows. But the color's not right for me because I have blonde hair now. So I'm gonna use Brow Cara. The foundation started to settle into my skin a little bit more, but I still don't like the way it looks like up close. Lately, I've been really more into like moisturizing foundations because they just look better throughout the day. Even if I do have to like touch up or blot, I prefer that over like a dry, cakey sort of looking foundation. And this looks like the type, which I'm not surprised because of the name of it. So it's probably better if you're like in a humid place. Slightly more exciting part, the eyeshadow palettes. I'll admit, the packaging is fucking adorable. Really fucking cheap. Like, it's the cheapest plastic ever. But as long as the product is good, right? So essentially, they both look the same on the outside. Just like the other VT and BTS cosmetics line, it comes in one cool tone palette and one warm tone. This one, the brown warm tone palette, is Mood Brown. And this one is Mood Indigo. And there. And I'll admit, when I first saw this, I was like, not really feeling that layout. And also this brush. This looks like the brush that came in that Chongsonga, what's that brand called? The one that has like, it's like the two eyeshadow colors and then you swipe the one brush in there, you just do this. It kind of looks like that. It's literally like this flat, blunt, like, it looks like a fat eyeliner brush. For maybe like point or like aiguisage or like blending out eyeliner, I think it'd be perfect, but for all over shadow, I feel like I would have a very difficult time. Wait, let me put eyeshadow primer. But yeah, when I first saw the palettes, I was a little bit like, whatever. But the more I kind of thought about it and looked at them, they're actually kind of, I don't want to say ingenious. I feel like that's giving it more credit than it deserves. You guys know me. I'm a kind of like base eyeshadow and then point color sort of queen. And here in the center is basically the base shadow. So I feel like it would be perfect for every day where you kind of just literally just put, because it's kind of like the Korean things, put like a shadow for like umyeong. So sort of like adding depth or contour to the eye, like the eye shape, and make the eye look bigger by adding color all over. Like, these are the sorts of colors that you would do that with. And then you can use the colors around it as sort of like point colors to kind of like, oh, if you want shimmer in the center, just put a little bit of shimmer, add a little bit of depth with like the deep shadow. Maybe like, you only get one deep shadow in this one. So I think in that sense, it would work as like a really good everyday sort of palette. It's not bad. They're really smooth. They're just like the powders from the other line. They feel just as smooth, just as creamy. Actually, just kidding. She is patchy. Love that. I'm not like super anal about shadows because I feel like if as long as I can like build them up and work them, then it'll be fine. My hair is blonde now. Should we try the, because in the other video I used the warm palette. Let's try the cool palette this time. I like to swatch with foundation on the skin first and then the eyeshadow. I feel like, because that's how I put it on my eyes, there's always a little something like primer or eyeshadow foundation on my eyelids. And like, I put foundation on my hand, but these don't, that's one of them right there. The lighter shade, let me try using my finger. I use expensive like natural hair brushes as well to pack it on. Like I swipe once and like I kind of sit there blending, but that's as much as I was able to get for these colors. Again, not too bad. I feel like on Korean monolids or monolids, it would look too bad. It would still add definition to the eye, but this is definitely not a sort of like, oh, cut crease, like super defined, like, sort of palette. But then again, I'm sure none of us were expecting that. Now, when you see these colors, like at least these ones, you're gonna think, oh God, those look so pigmented and like intense, but they're just okay. Now, I will say though that they're really fucking pretty. They're really gorgeous colors, especially these ones. They have this sort of like rose goldy sort of undertone, so they're not super cold on the eyes, which I like, so I want to dip into this palette. But these ones definitely are more like, oh, like inner corner highlights and like maybe center of the lid. But other than that, they're so sheer. They're more like eyeshadow toppers, if anything. Add shading to the whole eye area. Like that. Really smooth powder. Not really pigmented at all, but it's easy to blend and you don't get like a super harsh line. It's easy enough to build. I mean, again, these are like pretty good natural hair brushes. I think this might be blue squirrel dinga. It picks up color really well. So if you're the type that maybe uses real techniques that are like synthetic hair, I feel like you're gonna be sitting here layering it. I'm gonna take this shade right here. All these shadows, even the brown palette, they're quite chalky. Oh my God, that was like nothing. There's a little something, it's like a little bit of like a glow. That's a really hard powder. Really freaking pretty color though. You might want to consider not putting the base yet, using this like on your, like put primer or foundation, whatever on your lid, and use that color first and place it on it, because sometimes colors don't build well on top of other eyeshadows. It's just like the nature of some of these. That's really freaking pretty though, I have to admit. Although building it up almost made it look a little bit chunky on my eyelids. I've quite, not wrinkly, but like thin eyelids. So texture shows up really, like if the eyeshadow's not smooth, it really shows up. I'm gonna try to take this purple one and see what I can do with it, but I have no hope for it, to be honest. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, it's starting to look like really smoky now. I wanted this to be more daily makeup, but I guess we're going in. Oh, blend that out. Okay, I removed the excess. See, that's the kind of like color that I don't really like. I honestly don't know why I even used it. These purple colors do not look good on me. They make me look so tired. It just makes it look too smoky for me. Take this shade. Oh God, that's really fucking chunky. It reminds me of like an Anastasia highlighter. These sorts of things you need to kind of smooth out with a finger. Actually, that's actually kind of pretty. It's really chunky when you first put it on. I have to say though, my eyes are looking a lot bigger. And it's actually really pretty colors. It reminds me a little bit of the Anastasia Norvina palette. If you have sensitive, like right now, this area of my skin is sensitive. If you have sensitive skin, the kind that when you put foundation on top, it just like disappears and it turns all cracked and weird. That's what's going on right here. So if you have sensitive skin, you're not gonna like this foundation. At least I don't think. But there's the eye makeup. I did put eyeliner, a little bit of mascara, just to take off any powder that was on there, and a little bit of shimmery pencil on the aegyo side. Now, should we try the cheeks now? No, let's do the lip stuff. There's 4 lippy sticks. Brown done. Oh, that's pretty. That feels like a regular lipstick. It has like a creamy finish. Number 3, Mood Rose. Really shiny finish. Number 6, Red Pur. That red kind of looks 정스러워 to me. A little bit like grandma red. It's a very pink red. And then number 8, Struck Pink. Fuchsia Pink. Just kidding. I know you guys know which ones I gravitate towards. Maybe these two. There's these cream lip lacquers and the glow lip lacquers. Ooh, this one is Mellow Coral. Anything with coral in it, I'm about it. Ah, 이런 거구나. This kind of applicator. Holy, that's quite pigmented, but that looks just like that one lipstick. This one is number 4, Syrup Red. This looks orange. Like a reddish orange. There's that. I should have swatched on my lips. Hold on. Oh, that's cute. Really easy everyday brownie pink. It's really moisturizing, so it shouldn't dry your lips, but it feels like the type that's gonna get like stuck in like the lines of your lips. Let's try the cream lip lacquer. Ooh. It look like goes on wet almost, but then when I do this, it's really smooth and it almost like dries down. So it feels like the the Etude House, was it the one that came out with red velvet? It feels like that. It's really thin, but it accentuates cracks in the lip, so keep that in mind. But I feel like at least it won't like, it doesn't get off on things as badly because it dries down. The swatch that I had in my hand I had for a while and it seems to come off easily though. So I think that if you're like drinking something, it will come off. I've been super into lip gloss, so I think I'm gonna like these ones right here, the Glow Lip Lacquers. I really hope this color that I'll like though, because the first one I have is number 2, Pop Orange. I already don't like it. I'm sorry, I'm like a Debbie Downer when it comes to makeup. Not only am I boring when it comes to colors of makeup, but, oh wait. That is such a like bright orange. Great, oh, love that. That's a pink I would wear. Spoilers, it's not. Holy shit. But I rubbed her off. Wonderful. Wow, and even with a tint cleanser, that's never coming off. So I have to put some of this powder foundation because my skin looks so muddy. Now I have all this powder on my face, so hopefully this doesn't look too bad because this is their cheek cushion. If I have products like this, I always want to put on like a moist base, not over powdered skin because it's gonna look all patchy. That same fucking like, I feel, oh. This is number 2, Papaya. That's really bright. Ooh, it's really watery and sheer, but I like that. Can you see that? Sorry about the tint swatches, they were just so strong. That is cute. I would use this color. And this is number 3, Muhuagua. Oh, it's like a muted fuchsia. Ooh, it's kind of like a nudie sort of mauve, but that is like really sheer. I feel like this one might suit this look a little bit more. There's a little bit of glossiness to it. Is that pulling my foundation off? It sure is. Well, I can't tell, to be honest. It kind of looks like my skin color underneath when I don't cover it. Looking on my phone, I mean, the color looks pretty much like this, how you're seeing it. I can't tell if it's just my foundation being pulled off or if that's the actual color. It's pretty though. Definitely should have done this before powder though. All right, so there's the finished look. Sorry I was doing all this like on my phone camera. I actually found it a lot more comfortable, to be honest. It's not bad, to be honest. To me, like, no offense to VT, but I feel like VT Cosmetics is one of those things where the CEO, like, I don't know the CEO personally, and this is not like a dig, but it comes off to me like the kind of brand that there's just a person that had a lot of money. They're like, oh, K-beauty is popular these days, so let me make a K-beauty brand. And so without really much knowledge about makeup, they just found someone that knows how to make makeup, and they're just like, here, hire BTS and make makeup, and then, 뭐라고? whitewash이라니? Asked my manager how it looks, and he was like, the first thing he thought is that it looks too white. 근데 맞아. 아니, 맞아. 근데 여기는 21호, 여기 23호. 똑같지.
똑같아. 별 차이 없어 보여.
그니까. 망했어. 뭐 하는 거야, 이거? What's that word? 얼룩덜룩해?
얼룩덜룩. 약간 그 뭐지? 그 뭐야, 파우더 같은 거 많이 바르는 거.
되게 powdery해 보여? Alright, so today I tried using more of the warm tone stuff. Well, first of all, I used the Real Wear cover cushion because I like the formula of this a little bit more than the other one, but in general, I don't like this at all because it just looks so thick. It does settle in when you give it a little bit of time, but I just don't want to use it, to be honest. And if you have dry skin, stay absolutely away from it. I really like the blusher. Not this one. I mean, I like that one too, but I like the papaya one. And it has like this sort of cooling sensation when you put it on the skin. If you're like not good with blush, this is like perfect because it's so watery that there's like no edges really. You just have to keep patting, and it gives you like the color buildup is really slow, but it develops well. So it gives you like a really cute, like natural, like I recommend the blush, especially if you like cream blushes, but you find that they're maybe too pigmented or too hard to blend out. The Warm Tone palette, I'm sorry, but this shit is like trash. Like I do not like these eyeshadows. When you put the base color in the middle on, like none of the other shadows want to go on top of it. They just don't show up at all. So what you basically have to do is just not even use the base shadow, apply one of the other point colors, and then use the base shadow to blend out the edge of that. If you want to, I guess. Because if you put the base shadow all over, none of the other shadows want to stick on top of it. And this is the tint that I used, the ones that I swatched in my hand, but I didn't actually try on my lips. Number 4, Syrup Red. I thought it was just gonna be like a watery tint that kind of just leaves the natural texture of your lips, but it almost looks like a matte tint, but it doesn't feel like one because there's nothing on your lips. So I would have to say I actually like that one out of the other color or other lip things that are in the collection. The stick stuff, still hate it. Sorry, I had to put concealer on my mustache because my mustache was growing out. It's actually not a bad look. I kind of like this. I just don't like the base. Oh, and also the eyebrows, the eyebrow thing, I don't like it. So far, I don't really like it, to be honest, but I'll update you. Maybe, hopefully, probably won't in some future video.